What if I told you that death is not the end, but only the beginning of a journey that many ignore? That in the first days after leaving this world, our souls may wander, attached to memories, emotions, and even our own bodies. What really happens after we close our eyes for the last time? Many believe that everything ends there, but the accounts of spirits, messages from psychography, and the teachings of spiritualism reveal something much deeper, something that could forever change the way you see life and death. Will your soul be prepared for the moment of passing? Or will you be trapped in a fog of confusion, unaware that you have already left the world of the living? In this video, we will explore the first 9 days after death and how this period can define the destiny of a spirit. You will discover why some feel peace and are taken to higher planes, while others remain wandering, trapped in their earthly pains and desires. The answers to these questions could have a direct impact on your spiritual future. So, pay close attention, because what we reveal here could completely change your vision of what happens on the other side. Before continuing, I want to know your opinion. Do you believe in life after death? Comment below, and I will mark your comment with a heart. And if this topic resonates with you, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to help this knowledge reach more people. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos like this one. Now, prepare yourself, because the truth may be far more terrifying and more revealing than you imagine. Death. This is the greatest mystery of human existence. What happens at the exact moment when our heart stops beating? Do we simply cease to exist? Or is there something waiting for us on the other side? The truth is, many people who have had near-death experiences report a strange phenomenon. A tunnel of light, voices calling their name, a sensation of floating above their own body. But what happens when death is final, when there is no way back? Spiritual teachings reveal that the first moments after death are decisive. Imagine waking up in a strange place without understanding what happened. You try to speak, you try to move, but something is wrong. The people around you don't hear you, don't see you. You scream, but your voice is not heard. And then with terrifying shock, you realize that you are dead. But if you are dead, why do you still feel everything around you? According to Allan Kardec and the accounts of Chico Xavier, the spirit does not immediately separate from the physical body. It may be stagnant, confused, not understanding that it has already departed. This is because consciousness does not disconnect from matter instantly. Some spirits are able to transition serenely, while others enter a state of deep disturbance. This state varies depending on the life the person led, their attachments, their beliefs, and even the way they viewed death. During the first 48 hours after death, the spirit may remain close to the body. Many report feeling the pain of decomposition, hearing their family members cry, and noticing the despair of their loved ones. Some try to communicate without success, feeling trapped in a reality from which they cannot escape. And this is where many become lost. Some refuse to accept death and wander through a world to which they no longer belong. But what comes next? What happens as the days pass and the spirit begins to realize that its reality has changed? According to spiritual accounts, from the 3rd to the 9th day, the soul undergoes an intense transition process. This period can be a true nightmare for those who were unprepared, but it can also be liberating for those who already understood the continuity of life beyond the body. Now, I ask you, have you ever heard of someone who had a near-death experience and returned to tell what they saw? Comment below, because these reports are extremely valuable and help us understand this mystery. Oh, and if this topic intrigues you, leave a like and subscribe to the channel because we're just getting started. And what comes next could completely change the way you see life and death. If the spirit was very attached to the material world, the 3rd day can be one of the most difficult moments. This is when many begin to realize the truth. Imagine the shock of someone who spent their life denying the existence of the soul, believing that everything would end in the grave, and suddenly finds themselves conscious, wandering among the living but unable to interact. It is an indescribable desperation. At this stage, some spirits feel a magnetic attraction to the physical body, as if they still belong to that piece of flesh that has already begun to decompose. For them, the burial is a distressing event. They feel the weight of the earth, the closing of the coffin, hear the sobs of their family. Some desperately try to cling to life, refusing to let go. Others, with higher consciousness, begin to see the light and feel the presence of spiritual entities that have come to help them. Spiritual accounts say that from the 4th to the 9th day, spirits begin to be guided to the plane that corresponds to their vibrational level. Those who lived a life of love, charity, and detachment from material things are supported by spiritual mentors. They describe a feeling of deep peace, as if they are being led to a place of light. But what happens to those who lived a life of selfishness, materialism, and even cruelty? For them, the experience is entirely different. Many report being dragged into dark regions where tormented spirits wander aimlessly. They feel fear, anguish, guilt. Some desperately cling to the physical world, trying to communicate with the living, but failing. Others, even more lost, do not realize that they are dead and repeat the same habits they had in life as if they were trapped in an endless cycle. This is one of the most terrifying moments of spiritual transition. It is when the spirit realizes that its destiny is not determined by external judgment, but by the vibrations it carried in life. Every thought, every action, every feeling leaves a mark on the soul, and this mark defines where the spirit will be drawn. Now, I want to know Have you ever had a dream or a strange experience related to someone who has passed away? Something that made you wonder if the dead still try to communicate with us? Comment below, because these stories are more common than you think. And if you haven't already, take the opportunity to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this journey is just beginning. After the first 9 days, the spirit no longer belongs to the physical plane in the same way. It begins to feel drawn toward spiritual dimensions compatible with its vibration. But what does this mean exactly? What determines where it goes? According to the accounts of Chico Xavier and other spiritualist sources, the soul's destination is not random. It depends on the emotions and attachments the person carried in life. Imagine a spirit that spent its existence accumulating wealth, ignoring spirituality, and living only for material pleasures. Upon realizing that it has lost everything at the moment of death, it may enter a state of deep despair. Some try in vain to return to the world of the living, seeking ways to feel material sensations again. Others wander through places they used to frequent, watching the living, feeling envy, trying to influence those still incarnated. On the other hand, there are those who, even in life, cultivated a connection with spirituality. They understand that death is not the end and accept their transition with serenity. These spirits are welcomed by mentors and sent to higher planes, where they continue their evolution, free from earthly anxieties. Many describe this moment as a rebirth, where they realize that death is merely a step into a new existence. But not all spirits accept this destiny. Some, driven by resentment, vengeance, or the desire to remain in the physical world, refuse to move on. These often become obsessive spirits, seeking to interfere in the lives of the living. And so, the great truth is this: death does not turn anyone into a saint or a demon. What we are in life, we continue to be after death. If we carry hatred, suffering, and pain, those feelings will follow us. If we cultivate love, compassion, and kindness, these virtues will elevate us. Now, I ask you, have you ever felt the presence of someone who has already passed away? Comment below, because these reports are extremely important. And if you haven't yet, leave a like and subscribe, because what comes next will make you deeply reflect on the true purpose of life.